Alrighty, world, what is going on? Welcome back, YouTube. Another episode of I don't know, dude, where's my car? Good morning, Nasdaq, Wine Wednesday,
Dude,
whatever you like to call it.
where's my car?
Yeah, where's my car? But anyways, yeah, Wine Wednesday, a little bit late, but that's expected for some of you regulars who know the drill. If not, sorry, it happens. But we will go a lovely hour for you, lovely people. So welcome in, like, subscribe. I think Dom will be joining us any second. I just saw him a little bit ago, but for now it's Huddie and I. And yeah, as always, we'll talk about markets. We'll talk about our drink of choice for the evening. We can talk about questions, so feel free to put in some of your questions in the chat. We'll
We can
happily,
talk about what Kyle had for lunch today.
yeah, we can talk about whatever. We're open to all conversations that don't have to be stock related. But we got Real Jim Smith, Mazin, Wayne, Baja, Sly, Rat, P Daddy, Mark, Andrew, Chris, Master Fun, Mark, Ty, Rat again, Derek, Mark. We got everybody here. So very nice. And then Mark asks, "Is Huddie Master Clover now?" Not yet, Mark. Not yet. But he could be any day now. If he wants to sign in, he can be.
After Thursday, I'll be Master Clover.
Yeah, if you join, that's true. If you join the webinar tomorrow for Market Open for 4-leaf clovers, you will see him as the Master Clover. So, but
All right, what are you having?
yeah, I kind of spoiled it. I'm drinking a smoothie, so no wine, but it's like I don't know. It's from some store that Kelly bought me earlier today, but banana, blueberry, strawberry protein smoothie. So,
All right. I'm gonna
what'd you
do
get?
something crazy with chat
Uh-oh.
because we're here, and we're here. So I got this little story time. I got this bottle. I'm not gonna like actually put the label there, but I got this bottle called Santa Teresa, which is some type of liqueur that I was gifted at Eduardo's boot camp in Madrid by another speaker. I think her name was Mario. I
Okay.
could be wrong on that. And I guess this is like a Venezuelan rum. Anyways, I've had it since then. I haven't really drank it, so I'm gonna take a little shot of it with you guys, or sip on one.
Wow, look at that. Look at you go.
Just one. We're not getting crazy. Shirt staying on tonight.
So nobody lose their
So cheers. It's
marbles.
been a great market. Mm, it's tasty. It's been a great market. Oh, that's a little not tasty too. Um, okay. Great market, great times being had, making memories, getting in where we fit in. It feels like every day there's just something, you know?
There really is.
Maybe
No, I do feel like that. There's a lot going on, but I don't know though if that's because we have implemented a whole other strategy of like looking at swings, taking swings, like be on top of the day trading. Like if it was just day trading, we're just looking at day trading stocks. Like there is still opportunity every day, but I feel like it adds on top of that stack of eyeballs that you need to like see everything. You know, but small
yeah.
caps on themselves are already a full plate, and then you go around for seconds, and now we're also swinging. So it adds some you know I'm thinking like second two plates things like it's Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm literally stuffing myself every day. That's what it feels like.
Boy, are we swinging. My E-Trade account, if I don't have the whole portfolio all in between, I'm in 14 different stocks right now. And if I ever sell one, I'm like, I need to find another one. You know,
Yeah,
like I cannot have free buying power right now. It's crazy.
yeah, I know what you mean. Um, but okay, let's take a look, chat. Let's look at your questions. Um, Rat says Dom had a great trade on Buru today. Or no, he's calling me or Dom. I don't know. He says Dom, great trade Buru today. Um, do you focus on longs? This might be a.
Oh boy.
Does Rat think?
Chat.
I think Rat thinks one of you or I or Dom.
Oh no.
But we'll answer all these questions. Anyways, do we focus on longs or multi-day runners exclusively? No, we focus on multi-day runners exclusively, but not just longs. Do shorts, and I think that should self-explanatory because Buru was a short today. So longs and shorts. Do we long one-day gappers? No, we don't. Usually we gap and crap them, which is also short selling. And then the third question, what about Huddie or Kyle? I think we answered for all of us, included. Dom is the most long bias for sure, but that doesn't mean me and Huddie don't take longs from time to time. In fact, we do a lot.
Yeah.
But
A lot more now. I would say that predominantly Dom, myself, or Kyle, we do long charts with like multi-day structures that I've been building. I think those are the best plays anyways. Do I ever long a day one gapper? Like, no. No. Especially not at market open. There are times where I'll take it overnight, like I'll buy the closing print and I'll gap it up the next day. Like that's what I did with Buru. Again, it's kind of more of a multi-day. Um, but like if they just like hold their structure well and they close strong and they trade a shit ton of volume, like I'll buy the close and sell it the next day. But I'm never like buying during market hours on a day one. I think that's a very bad strategy.
right. There's Steve.
Sorry,
No, you're right.
I'm an electrician.
Hey, there we go. Nice.
Electrifying.
What do you electrify?
Just electrifying the house.
Making sure it doesn't get electrified.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love when that happens.
Anthony wants to know where we all got out on the Buru short. We previous high a day, kind of like that 55 area. I think all of us were kind of slamming the buy button. And now Kyle's reshort, right? Kyle, everyone clap it up for
Yes.
Kyle.
Yeah, I'm assuming Anthony watched the stream this morning, which if those who didn't see the stream this morning, I highly recommend it. I wasn't having many expectations, but we had some pretty good action there, specifically around Buru. But yeah, the sub 60 move, the sub 60 panic, 60, 59, 57, 55, all the way down to almost 51 was the spot to cover, which is where I did cover. My best cover was like 57-ish. I had some orders at 55, but then I moved them up last minute and ended up covering. So didn't time the bottom perfectly, but that is perfectly fine. That is not expected at all. But that was the spot to cover. And the
If you didn't hit the bottom, did you even trade the stock?
If you're not absolutely perfect, are you even a trader? Exactly. Hard stops. Ask question.
Hang on. We got William Gregory in the chat.
He is. He says, "Good afternoon, fellas. Good afternoon."
Hey, buddy.
Mr. Gregory.
All right, go on.
Okay. What's the one thing you could do? What's the one thing could be doing better in your trading this year? What a great question. I have to think about that. What's one thing you could be doing better in your trading this year?
A lot of things.
I mean,
You guys go first.
absolutely slaying it right now. But I think the one thing that I messed up on was, and maybe it isn't, I don't know, it's all hindsight, but I started going through a drawdown April and March and April. And I downsized my accounts in that moment. And I think that probably was a big mistake. I think I should have kept the compounding effect going and like just kind of like stuck to my patterns and just pushed through. Because like now I'm on the other side of it and all my accounts are at all-time highs and whatever. But I can only imagine where the accounts would be at if I kept the dollars in there instead of like bringing it back down to like a ordinary amount. So I like kind of starting the year and growing the account and letting it compound throughout the year. Like if the performance is well, like keep running it and not really letting like 1 month of bad results kind of get in the way. But whatever, that happened.
Hi, Jim.
Hi.
What's one thing I could be doing better? I think the answer to that for me is always,
Listen more to
barring
Huddie.
big risk management problems, which I haven't had in the past 2 years, thank the Lord, is missing opportunities, either due to lack of preparation or due to just thinking too much around a play versus just being purely systematic in my approach of it's a breakout by breakout. It's a first red day short, get short even if you're uncomfortable. I think too many times this year due to, and this is, the ebbs and flows of the year, you have a lot of moments where you're trading really well, you have lots of confidence, maybe some conviction, but you really just feel good about clicking the buttons because you know what the P&L curve should look like. And there are periods for me, like the last 2 months, where it seems like when I'm super in tuned and I'm like gonna follow my rules, click the buttons, that's the stretch where there's no plays work out. And then the 2 or 3 back to back that work is when I'm just like, I need to wait for a pull, I need to wait for more consolidation. And then I miss the runners or I don't swing them overnight. So I think my big thing is finding out, just being prepared throughout the entire year, finding the consistency in my approach. And I think I did really good on that until August, of just being prepared every single day without having too much bias one way or the other and just trading from a place of zen versus lately, which has been kind of just annoyed with the market.
Nice.
Zen.
Something I just recently thought about, which I've been putting off, and it almost comes across as lazy, but I just haven't done it. That probably would have significantly had me doing better this year. Would be if I got a third monitor.
What a tangible thing to grab.
Yeah, what a practical answer.
Well, I say it because once I started, and I only say it because maybe it started halfway through the year. Like when I started swing trading, I do good enough with the monitors I have, but once I really got into the pits of it all, or in the trenches, now it's like I'm like, crap, there's so much to watch that I physically don't have enough space for everything. And there's a lot I've missed, whether it be some day trades or some swing trades, simply because now half of my screen space has been taken up by swing trades instead of all day trades, right? So like, there's definitely a world where I could now put in another monitor just to get some more real estate of screen space. That would allow me just to not feel like half blind almost every other day. Why I haven't done it, I don't want to say it's laziness, but it's almost like I just like how I have everything. Like if I get another monitor, I gotta like get another arm, and it might not even connect to the. It's like I overthink it, so I'm just like, and I'm very comfortable with those monitors I have. They work great, and I'm like, I need a third one, but I don't want a third one.
I feel like it took me like 6 months to get the max capacity. I was like, can I add one more there? Can I add one more there? And once I ran out of amount of buttons or amount of holes in my computer, I was like, all right, we've hit enough monitors.
Yeah, like I know I can add more monitors, but it's like, I'm gonna have to completely rearrange how I already have it.
It only helps though.
Yeah, and it's something I just have to do it. I just gotta go get it, But that would be one way that could significantly improve my ear, just being able to see more stuff. But. Real Jim Smith says, how do you guys use relative strength in long intraday trading?
Oh.
What does that mean?
So relative strength, so that to me is really only a swing trading term I use or look at or even, notice. And the only reason why is because a lot of these mid cap or large caps will typically want to follow or will keep note of the overall markets like the NASDAQ or the SPY. S&P 500. So like, if the QQQ is down 0.5%, but I'm in a swing trade that's up 5% of the day and everything else is down, like, okay, relative strength, like boom, this one clearly doesn't care about the market. There's someone buying this. Like I need to make a note of that. And that happens various times. But like today there was a lot of relative weakness. The Qs were on a massive run and a bunch of swings I was in really chopped or actually went slightly down. So some relative weakness today. But in terms of day trading, me, Dom, or Huddie or day trading small caps, we could care less because the small caps we trade could care less. Like if you want to really call it relative strength in the same terminology as mid caps or large caps, like there's relative strength every single day in small caps because while the NASDAQ is up or down 1%, there's always a small cap up 50, 100, 200%. Like they don't care. They're completely uncorrelated. So that would not be something we look at or watch for because it just doesn't exist. Let's see. Then Kat explains on the question earlier. No worries. That's all right. Mark asks, are you guys sticking with E-Trade or considering any other brokers for longing? ? Does E-Trade Pro still work?
How about E-Trade? I don't know if they haven't officially waved the white flag, but
no.
It's been a few months or a month at least since they threatened everyone that they were shutting down E-Trade Pro, and we stood strong.
And they brought it back. I still have it.
But I believed them, so I don't even use I only use their charting up here for Good Morning NASDAQ, but
you haven't used them since?
No, because I switched everything to because Weeble's free,
Right.
and I have all my alerts and stuff set with them now. And now they're like my where you know how you use like stocks to trade to make your watch list and scan and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So now I just do that with them, and then I just use DOS for everything. But I don't really know the answer to that. I guess just the DOS brokers.
I opened up E-Trade Pro today. Just didn't take a trade with them. I mean, I'm sticking with them for now. I will admit, though, the week or so when they said they closed it down, I definitely didn't really open up E-Trade. So, in terms of an alternative...
In solidarity.
Yeah, in terms of an alternative, I mean, yeah, Thinkorswim with Schwab would be a decent spot.
I feel like these days anything works.
Yeah, I mean, Webull, I never really thought about using like a Robinhood or Webull, but I guess technically I could. Robinhood has gotten a little bit more advanced. I used to bash on people like if they were like, "Oh, I'm a trader, I use Robinhood." I'd be like, "Ew," but they've upped their
Loser.
game. Yeah,
You can't sit with us.
They've upped their game recently. They're trying to cater to all kinds of levels of expertise.
Yeah, but at least some of those brokers now are even like E-Trade. You still can't trade before 7 a.m. Like that's a joke.
That is true.
Like
That's a
Webull,
big
you
problem.
have overnight trading and 4 a.m. to 9:30.
That is one part of the DAS brokers, but and when we say DAS brokers, everybody, we're thinking like direct access brokers that give you DAS as a software. So we're talking Cobra, Centerpoint, Lightspeed, Success Trader, Guardian. There's probably another one we're missing. I don't know, but there's a big handful of them. What I'm worried about is how long will it take for DAS to catch up and offer 24-hour? Because if Schwab kind of already offers it. Apparently, you're saying Webull offers it.
Yeah.
Does Robinhood offer it? I think they do too, right?
I don't know if you can trade before 7 there.
Yeah. Or they at least show you the prices. They show you where 24 hours.
Yeah, I think Thinkorswim does that too.
Yeah, so does Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim will show you like bids and asks, actually.
Really?
Whether it's bullshit or not, I don't know. But they definitely show you like price changes. My biggest fear is like every major broker ends up doing it. Like, oh, we're 24 hours, 5 days a week. And the biggest brokers I use, or any of the direct access brokers, which are the only ones I really ever use, are like behind the ball curve there. That would really infuriate me because now it's like there's it's even more of a risk because not only is it a risk that you take something overnight, but now it's everyone can trade but you. That would not be fun. Hopefully they know that's coming and need to work on that because that would become a necessity, unfortunately. But anyways, do you have another option, Huddie? Have you thought about the E-Trade thing, or you're doing the same things what we would do in terms of alternatives?
I literally just use the web trader on E-Trade, so I don't know if it affects me.
Yeah, you might. Huddie just might keep
You're
using it.
so old school.
I literally type in my orders manually, and the account's doing great. Like, you don't need to be that quick. In fact, like, with the way that I trade, like, I don't really need
He's not-
level 2,
yeah.
a chart, time and sales. I mean, obviously I have DAS up. Like, it's not, like, non-existent, but, once I have my defined level and, like, the price action's, like, good enough to, like, I can put an order up there, like, I just wait and let it trigger. Like, it's not like I need, like, level 2 to, like, get in on a split second when, like, I see a big ask. Like, no.
Right. Okay. Let's keep moving along here. Let's see. Greg says my mic's a little quiet. It's probably because it's further away from me. I could probably try to bring it closer to my face here. All right. And then Mark follows up. Yeah, with Dumb, how has Webull been? I feel like we kind of answered that unless there's other perks that you
I don't trade with them. I just have them.
just use them. Yeah.
I put like a couple thousand in, and all of a sudden I was an options trader for a couple days, and then the money disappeared.
Oh, I love that. That's great. But so
Yep,
you do have to fund it to use their software, whether it's even a couple $100.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think you just have to make an account, and you can get everything they have. Yeah, I don't get level 2 or anything, but I just literally have one chart and then the watch list with alerts.
Right. You get
So it's kind of like my trading view or something.
You get the basics. All right. Kevin says, should we adapt and push hot markets, or do you trade like usual and just happen to get more trades and the winners? That's a good question. Do we push it in hot markets, or do we just happen to make more because we're just getting more opportunities and we take them all?
I think you're supposed to like not really do much except for like show up every day and do your best. Like don't take days off. Don't like plan a trip. You know, Sykes used to always rag on me for trying to plan trips during 2020 and 2021. He's like, dude, like it won't be like this forever. Like you gotta milk it.
That was funny when he did
So
that. He wouldn't let you down. He let that go for years.
he still will tease me about it.
Yeah.
So I think push in the sense of like show up every day, run your scans, like do your job. You know, don't slack off. Like there are markets where it's like you don't necessarily have to like do that. I mean, we still pretty much show up every day. I think this is just like ingrained in our core as like people, but um, like right now, I feel pretty guilty about missing a day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. You leave for like a month.
He feels guilty once he's back. Now that he's back,
now
now
that
he's
I'm
like,
back
now
and
I
I'm
can't
tasting
leave.
this action, I don't
I
want to
think
leave.
I'm more of the latter. I think what I try to teach to people is to be more of what you're saying, which is trade the usual and just in slower markets, you take less trades, take less losses. Take less losses. In faster, hotter markets, you take more trades, you have more winners, you have bigger winners. Um, and you just let it happen naturally. And the reason I like that is because the person that's trying to like find the right market and then push, and then turn it off, and then go to moderate mode, like if you at all during any one of those, like there's the possibility that you screw up every part of that and you make $0 versus the person that just trades the same every day and is going to have an uptick when things are good and just a downtick, like still profitable but just not making as much when it's slower. Like if you miss the time to push and you're actually being conservative and then you're being conservative in the time you need to push and you just have it wrong because you're trying to use your biases,
Right.
you can really screw that up. I know there's traders that do it. There was times when we did like 2020 and 2021, 2022. Like the reason I took much bigger losses in 2022 and 2023 is because I thought I could push on the China liquidation plays. And that opens up the door to a lot of negative stuff. When you start to take bigger losses, bigger drawdowns, all of a sudden you don't really have the ability to trade like normal and just let it grow and build and be consistent because now you've forced this input of big red numbers that I have to make back. So I think slow and steady, even throughout your career, you're going to be happier that you did it. And you just size up over time. Like, Kyle doesn't do a whole lot of pushing, but every year or every couple months, whatever, he sizes up and he just makes more and more money doing the same thing, which should be the goal. That's like the greatest thing about this job is that when you play little league football into college or from high school into college to the pro, it gets harder and harder and harder to do your job. This job, all you have to do is the same thing you learned in the first year that got you profitable, and you just do it with double the size, triple the size, quadruple the size, and it's really funky that it works like that. But consistency in that approach, I think, will be better for most people.
Yeah. I'll give a little unique answer here because I do agree. Like I think for me, 80% of it is what Huddie and Dom have harped on, which is it's just showing up every day and it's just taking the trades you would always take. But because you're in a hot market, you're gonna get 10 or 20 trades in a week versus like 5 to 10, right? Your frequency might just double because there's that much more opportunities. And so if you're risking the same amount you've always risked, but you're doing it on more trades, it's gonna be better. Um, the one thing I would add though that does have a little bit of an on and off switch would be like, well, not just am I taking more trades, but how many am I even willing to take? So like if it's a slower market, I see it all the time. In fact, I think we saw it in Clover many times. Like what was it, a month ago when things got a little bit slow for like a week or two, where traders started taking C grade trades, but because it was the only trade they had for the week, they're trying to like size up or push their size because they're like, if this works, then I make my whole week, and if I don't make it anything, then I make nothing because it's the only setup that's popped up all week for me. Whereas I would do the opposite. I'm like, you know what? This trade is actually pretty piss poor. It's the only one that's showing up this week. It's not even that good. And if any other setup out there showed that was even slightly better, I would be taking that one over the first one. So therefore, I don't even take the one trade that's even available. So, and then versus a hot market, it literally happened, what, was it yesterday, 2 days ago? One of the swing trades I took, I was like, you know what? I think this is not a great entry, but we are in such a frothy market where things can go up for almost no reason at all. Like, I'm gonna buy it. It's not a great entry spot, but like if I don't buy it and it goes up, I'm gonna feel dumb for not taking it. So what I do, I just bought it. You know, like it's like the capacity or the pickiness I have of what it would take for me to take a trade might be way more frequent in a hot market, whether the setup's even fully there or not. When it's slow, it has to really be there for me to take it, if that makes sense. So it's like almost a double layer to how many trades I would take. It's not only am I taking more trades because there's much more setups, but then I'm also taking more trades because just more work in general. So I might be taking ones before they even have to set up, you know, if that makes sense. So it's like and that you kind of have to read or get good with, but that is something I do for sure. William
Thank you, Kyle, for sharing.
Yeah, sure. William says, "Did I miss a raffle?" Yes, William. We gave an all-inclusive trip to Guadalajara.
Punta Cana.
Yeah.
Punta Cana.
Tahiti.
I want to go to Punta Cana.
Let's go. Dominican?
Yeah, actually. Wow, I'm surprised you knew that.
I went there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like I've been there in the past time.
I RKO'd a palm tree. Got in trouble. Snapped in half.
Wow. That's a place that I've never been.
Really? They have all-inclusive resorts there.
Yeah.
And like a little pizza place that's open 24/7. You just walk up and get it.
Oh, that's your dream right there.
Yeah, that's the move.
Right on the beach. That's nice.
That sounds great. Maybe we should do like a Clover holiday there.
We probably should. A Christmas thing there.
All-inclusive resort.
A cruise?
Yes, please.
A cruise?
Cruise? Just show of hands. How many
cruise.
people would show up to a boot camp that was on a cruise ship?
Yeah. For those who have been to a boot camp, it would obviously be more pricey because your ticket would include the actual cruise itself. But if we did like a weekend long, so I guess 4-day cruise, but it would be boot camp, who would actually be interested, and not just interested, but actually financially willing to do something like that? Because that is a little more pricey, obviously.
Also, there will be a raffle on the cruise.
We'll do
For
plenty
sure.
of
We'll do a raffle a day.
and bingo, dude. Cruises have bingo, and I am a fan.
I love cruise bingo. It's like a morning activity.
It's fun. It's really fun.
Grab your coffee, like a 9 a.m. bingo.
Get ready for the market open, or like 30 minutes of
That
fun.
would just be such a fun couple of days.
That would be fun. Let's see. Anthony asked, Dom, is the first green day the same as the reversal in Trading Tickers 2?
Yes and no. It wasn't to start. It made things easier because most people had seen Trading Tickers 2. When I say the word reversal, I mean cookie cutter copy of what Grittani talks about in Trading Tickers 2. So, 300% run, at least one red day, minimum dollar volume of like 7 million. That's all. When I say reversal, first green day for me used to be like a shape, used to be just like big run, something that Kyle would be interested in shorting. Like if it qualified for that, then I would watch the backside. And if I had multiple red days, look for that turning point, either on an intradaily chart or like out of the open, and just try to, risk the lows and look for a bounce move. So theoretically there is no specific criteria for a first green day, but there is for a reversal. And so there is kind of like two setups now, whereas before, to me, they all were encompassed by a lot of discretion and just called first green days.
Yeah. It's like they're the same, but they're different. Look at this question, okay?
What?
From Sly. If you were dropped in a foreign country in the wilderness and your phone was taken, would you find your way home? This reminds me of, for those who do play fantasy
how bad's the wilderness?
Yeah, right. But for those who
Like,
play
is it
fantasy
Russia?
yeah, it depends on the country. But a fantasy football punishment that went viral on, I think I showed you this, Huddie. You showed me this. It was like the loser of the fantasy football league gets sent to another country without a phone, and the only way he comes back is if he earns his way at a job to pay for his plane ticket. Which is crazy. But this is similar to that. I mean, yeah, there's probably more variables that I would need to know. Like Dom said, like, what are we talking? Amazon? Are we talking?
Yeah, like, are we like in the forest?
Yeah, are you?
Like, why do I have to be in a different country if you're already just dropping me off in the forest? Just drop me off in like Yellowstone. Like,
foreign country takes you to a whole other level.
I got to figure out where I am and get out of the forest first, and then know that I'm still thousands of miles away.
Yeah.
The answer, no.
Yeah, the answer is I would try. Whether I'd be successful, I don't know.
I'd probably die from anxiety.
Let's see. Rat says, Huddie, when you said the market has been great, are you mostly referring to your swing trading or your gap and craps?
I'm referring to everything.
Really?
It's like what? There's tons of breakouts that have worked. Like I count like 4 or 5 amazing breakouts in the past like 6 days. The gap and craps have been paying me. The first red days, I mean, just look at Buru today. I mean, it's not really a first red day, but you get the point. Like there's extended stocks that are breaking out. Buru was a breakout yesterday. It gapped up, had tons of range to the downside today, tons of opportunity. Had a panic dip buy situation for those that do that. Still absolutely in play. Kyle's short right now. Like there's just tons of opportunity. That's just one stock. I see like 3 or 4 different angles that you could have had on Buru in the past 2 days. And I could say that about DFLI. I could say that about RGTI. I could say that about NUAI. I could say that about that's kind of my point. Like there's just and that's just the day trades. Like don't even get me started about the swings. Don't even KTOS, HIVE, HUT, CRWV, like BMNR, OPEN. Like those are swings, and then gap and craps. Like I've been getting paid almost every day on the gap and craps. So it doesn't matter where I am. I'm just making money, and that's and the break and the stocks are at all time highs, and the 20. Kyle talk about the 20 and the Qs and how it hasn't gone down in 6 months. And this is the biggest uptrend we've seen in like what 20 years, like sustained without like a single like significant dip that like held for a bit. So it's just an insane market right now. Crypto's up. It's great.
Let me actually look at that because I think that uptrend that you just referred to, Honey, I think that did end, but we are back at another great length of that period. Like we're not as nearly as far along, but we're probably at it looks like a quarter or a third of what that previous streak was. So it's like we were in that streak, got rid of it, and now we're right back on a new long streak. So
Like look at a chart of like the SPY from April to it's just nuts. The SPY from April to October. Like what? That's up.
I think we're up. I think so. The Qs are up from the low. Qs are up practically. Yeah, Qs are up over 50%, which is insane. What about this S&P 500? Probably similar. It shouldn't be that far off.
So that's what I mean. Like when I say the market is great, like it's really not just the gap and craps. It's like no matter what angle you're looking at, like this is a market where people are making money, people are being rewarded, and it's not going to be like this forever.
Yeah. SB ESPN says, "Are you guys? Do you guys care about average daily volume or recent volume / liquidity when considering a setup?" Depends on the setup. Average daily volume. I mean, my volume intraday is going to give me the average of that specific day. If you're talking about like what's the volume or what's the up over multiple days, no, I don't care about that. The only time I'll maybe look at where high volume has been made is like on a swing. So if there's like a high volume day in the previous history of the chart, I might look at what that level is or like what the high or low of that day is, just so I know like, okay, the stock traded way more volume on this day. Does it respect those highs and lows as like a guide? But other than that, not a whole lot in small caps.
I don't have like a metric, but I do care about like that what we're doing right now is like massive volume compared to what it does on average. So like when we pull up charts, daily charts, either in gaps in the morning, Good Morning Nasdaq, or just charts that we're watching, like ADAP or something, like is there an obvious shift in where we're trading a lot more volume now than we normally do? So I don't have like a metric that I look at, but I do want there to be increased volume right now.
Yeah. William Gregory says, Dom, did you buy? I was going to say it's too short. Did you buy GLTO in pre-market?
It's got to be
yesterday?
a troll. It's got to be trolling. I don't buy pre-market stuff.
Roll
on. Jonah asked, did you guys short quantum today? No. I can't speak for Dom or Huddie, but I probably will never short quantum. Those things look like a massive headache, and they will eventually die. I'm not against that at all. I'm not bullish on them by any means, but there are so many other easier shorts in the market. It's kind of quite funny how much people out of the word work. Like from a social media sentiment bias, like how many people get bearish. And I get it because it's so absurd, their evaluations and their runs they've had, but like in terms of making actual money, like you can have them. You can keep those quantums. There's so many other easier ways to make money short in this market.
Bears sound smart. Bulls make money, right?
That's exactly right.
Joe Ma,
Jama?
he said that yesterday.
Did he? Oh, I mean, I said it on Twitter the other day. But I heard
Did you really?
Yeah, but I heard it from somewhere else. I don't know who I said it, but
Wow, Joe Ma didn't
Classic Joe Ma.
did not
Just
come
ripping
up
it.
with it.
maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a coincidence, but I definitely tweeted about it. I replied to Kellogg saying that the other day. But I definitely heard it from somewhere else. I don't think it was a person. It was probably just just a phrase I've slightly known.
Right, can you say it again? Bulls make money, shorts are stupid. Can we run it back? I didn't hear it.
Bears sound smart. Bulls make money.
Yeah,
You know,
facts.
and I think and it's not to say that bears don't make money, but it's like you can kind of see it in like people who like some of these people who put out like short reports or are just so openly bearish certain stocks. Like, you know, I don't think anyone who really looks at the fundamentals like disagrees with them, right? Like if someone's shorting quantum and they give me reasons why, I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like I'm not going to disagree with you, but like the risk and the energy taken and the timing and the trade planning, it's just like it is so much more into it versus just being a dumb long who is long RGTI from, let's say, 15 and you're up 100 something percent. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously you could be dumb longs and write your whole position back down to zero. So like, yeah, you have to lock in profits. But like, I think the quote brings out the fact that like, you know, shorts do sound smart, but it's like, well, who's really crushing it if you do it correctly? It's probably the longs, at least in this market environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a stock for a bad reason will go from like $1 to 20. But like the bear is the smart one for saying it's overvalued once it's at 20, and it's like, oh, so you can short it and make your $4 a share.
Right.
And it's like, go Bulls.
Bulls. Let's see. I'd like to hear our thoughts on whether gold will continue in rising considering everything what's going on. Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched it too much. I don't know if you, Huddie or Dom, have looked at it, but gold's been
My dad won't stop talking about it.
Yeah. It is on a tear. I mean, we're up, what is this, 315-ish to, let's call that 50 to 60 bucks. I mean, yeah, we're up 20% in just the last month and a half, but then on the year, God, we're up like, what is that? That's like 100 and, no, not 100. That's like 50%, 60%. We've had a big move, big move. And I actually saw a tweet about this the other day, and I wish I saved it, but it did say, the tweet acknowledged the gold run, but then he acknowledged and said, like, well, when does this happen in history? Like, we've seen such a huge gold boom. Like, why does this happen, and how frequently has this happened in the past? And he essentially was saying, like, the only times this has happened in history is when a soon change in economic power is shifting. So he wasn't saying it directly of, like, the U.S. is not going to be an economic power, because it probably will be, or it'll continue to be, or it'll be a very slow process of a shift. Like, if China rises or Europe becomes, like, who knows who's next? I mean, I'm sure people who study it might have a better idea than I do. I have no idea. But he was saying along the lines of, like, gold raising in such prices is a sign that people don't or no longer trust the current power as much as they used to. And he referenced like the Roman Empire, when gold coins became super valuable because no one really trusted the Roman Empire anyway with their currency anymore. Stuff like that. So who knows? Only time will tell. But yeah, gold's on a huge run. The part that blows my mind is that it's like, it was 20 trillion, now it's 27 trillion. So arguably $7 trillion have just like flowed into this thing this year. It's like endless amounts of money. It's insane. You know, and maybe not actually 7 trillion had to flow into it, but like to move an asset class that big, that's pretty crazy. So
I mean, it's like it's a crazy weekly chart. I think that, like, if I'm long for the past 10 years, I'm probably thinking about like it's getting extended. Like it's getting to a point where like you're up like 500 or 600%, and like you kind of feel like the correction might come out of this, even if it's like a healthy pullback. But like I think like for the next 2 years, it's probably going to continue going up, and like you could see 10,000 an ounce.
Jeez.
I think it's not like impossible.
Yeah.
But I'd also like if I'm long gold, want to at least take profits as it kind of speeds up here,
Yeah.
partials,
Naturally, there'll be a cool
because we
period.
don't know for sure.
Yeah. You never know, but yeah, like all assets, eventually there is a period of chilling out for sure.
Dude, I wish we were swing trading when it broke out at 200, like GLD when it broke out in 2024, which I bought the breakout. I didn't know how to swing trade. I feel like we could have gone with it.
Oh, down here at like 200, you saying?
Yeah, I wonder if it held to 50 the whole way through.
It did not. You would have had to do like a weekly. It broke below the 50-day a lot of times, but let's do like a weekly chart. Because if you do a weekly, it'll show the 50-week, and I bet you that's never broken. Yeah, no, that hasn't been even touched. Although the problem is the 50-week is down at 288, so you'd be risking a whole $100, $100 a share lower on GLD.
That's fine. It's going to much higher.
Yeah. The 50-week though on Bitcoin is a pretty good indicator too. That is yet to break, or it's.
I'm just glad the boomers are making money too. Like Dom said, his dad's happy. Like also my dad's pretty happy about it, and they just like for years they're like, well, I don't understand crypto. Like I just have gold, and like gold doesn't do anything, and now they're like rejoicing.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm like, this is a Tuesday for Bitcoin owners.
I remember owning gold though in I think 2016 it was. Before I got into trading, I did buy some gold. Where was it? 2016, early 2016. So like near the lows, yeah. Casually didn't know what I was doing. If I just head on to it, who knows what it'd become. It wouldn't beat my trading returns, but pretty funny that it just happened to be roughly around the lows of early 2016.
I hear that the cost to mining gold has become so expensive that it's hard to mine gold, and that's like kind of what's propelling this forward.
Interesting. So it's like more quality because it's just hard to even get more of it, even though there is more.
It's like
of
a supply crunch.
Yeah. Okay. Rat says, Kyle, has October, November, December historically been favorable for your approach? Absolutely. Q4 is my favorite quarter of the year. Q1 or Q4 and Q1 really, like really October to February is my favorite time of year. Because Santa Claus, obviously. Greg says you can't trade before 7 a.m. at Schwab either. Interesting. They offer 24-hour quotes, so I'd imagine you can. Well, at Thinkorswim, right? And so Schwab owns Thinkorswim. So maybe on the Schwab website, no. But if you open up Thinkorswim, I'm pretty sure they should allow you. And if they don't, then they're just false advertising 24-hour quotes for no reason. But Rat asks,
Ernie says, "Go Ducks."
Go Ducks.
Go Ducks.
Go Ducks.
Huddie, would you ever visit Australia?
Would I go down under? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. Have you ever been there before or no?
No, I have like honestly zero want or need to go to Australia. I just hear it's like California, but with an accent.
Really?
I have
That's
heard
what I
that
hear. And
I've heard it's
kangaroos
really
and fence
far
squirrels.
away.
very far.
And it's super far. It's like I don't really not too enticed. But like I don't know if Kyle was like, "Hey, honey, you want to go to Australia?" I'd be like, "Sure, let's go."
Like just go, just cause, yeah.
Let's just do Florida.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like one of the farthest destinations from America to go. You know?
Yeah. All right, then a lot of yeses came in for the cruise camp.
I just write down all those names. They are committed financially.
It's like, we'll remember you. You guys will be getting a bill. We've already bought your tickets.
You are booked. You rooms 1 through 7.
It's like, didn't tell you where or when, but you're in. Okay, cool. Kevin says, love the insights. Feels tricky for me because I get worried when things shift. Like being loose in a bull market, but then eventually things huge losses towards the end of the bull market. Yeah, I mean, it definitely takes some adjusting to, for sure. But again, the most general rule I can give you is like, you should feel it, right? So like if you are taking a bunch of setups because they're there and you're winning, great. But the moment you take even one, should like turn down your notch from like, let's say there's like 10 levels of aggression. Let's say if you're really dynamic and you want to go up and down, like if you're at a 10 and you're taking everything and you're banking on everything, the moment you take a loser, it's like, oh, a 9. You take another loser, oh, 8 or 7. Like you should, your flow of P&L and how easy things should be immediately shifting on a daily basis, you know? So if you really want to kind of turn quickly, like that's how you would do it. So it's not like you're ever not taking trades. It's not going from 0 to 100, and then because like Dom was saying, you don't want to like think you know something with your bias and then not actually know, and you're never getting anywhere. But if you can like slowly dial in based on like how frothy the market is being on any given day, that's at least how I try to mentally view it and frame it. But anyway, let's see. Lots more comments on the cruise. Can you guys hear me okay? We're still doing all right?
Can hear you just fine, Kyle. Thank you, Kyle.
All right, perfect.
Well,
the stream's just letting me know that the stream health has gone poor, so hopefully chat can still hear me. Flash says, what instrument to buy gold? I mean, you could buy GLD, the ETF, right through your broker.
The gold nuggets, obviously.
Yeah, or physical gold, which is probably more pain in the ass, but is doable.
It's way cooler.
Yeah, if you want physical shininess in front of you, that would be a way to do it. Lost my place in chat. Love when that does that to me. Okay, in this economy climate, gold, baby, better than BTC long term. Sure. One interesting point though, and this is where I found this to be the case. Typically, once gold tops is when Bitcoin then follows. So it's like they never really, I mean, they do run in unison at times, but it's actually, at least historically I've seen, gold will do its run first, and then at some point it tops, and then once it tops is then when Bitcoin follows. So like a perfect example of this is when gold topped right here on April 22nd specifically. So just remember that date, April 22nd this year. You pull up like a BTC chart, and you look at when BTC started running, like really started running, April 22nd. Right? That's really when it had this massive candle from 8,700 all the way up to 9,400, and that run led to a move all the way up to 1,100 and 111K. And that's just one example. There's many other examples of that, of the dynamic between gold and Bitcoin. But
you're so smart.
It is something
I love listening to you.
No problem, Dom. But I have noticed that. So I am interested if gold tops out recently soon, let's say in a week or two, does that lead to another run for Bitcoin to say 125K to 135, 145, or whatever we do. So I am looking at that. Match Fun says,
are you guys long? Are you guys holding ADAP overnight?
No.
Dom?
I should have bought that, but I didn't.
I sold all mine at 28.
Dude, I thought we were in this together.
Dude,
I thought buying a stock at like 17, that 30 felt really far away. So when I saw 30 and after hours, I thought I would be a greedy person to want more than that.
Makes sense.
You said $1.50 though, so you got to be holding.
Yeah, I'm swinging. I'm swinging.
See, if your first thought was $1.50, then 30 doesn't seem that great.
that just sounds like nothing. Yeah.
No, I told you. Jim, Larry, and Steve haven't bought it yet. So until they buy it, I'm
no one
probably
knows
swinging.
about it. I'd love to rebuy. I think it looks good here. Where is that right now? 25? It's holding the high day. Ideally tops out at 30 and then sets up for another one. That'll be the push to 150.
Yeah.
I honestly, yeah.
I agree.
Kyle?
That's probably when I would join. I can't chase it now, but if I was long from like sub 20, I probably would try to gap it, but prefer that it gaps up to like 35 tops, and then next week we get a rebuy. That would be kind of cool.
I think the rebuy is going to come at 50 cents.
Okay. Fair.
But I'm super wishful right now.
You're going to love it at $1.
You're going to love it. I'm never going to buy it again. Maybe I will actually. Dom, you still love Taylor Swift, my dude?
I like her. She's fine. I
You know
haven't heard it.
Tay?
I've listened to the new album, but I haven't like listened to it. Listened to it. But I'm a music lover. I don't necessarily love her.
All right.
Right. She's married now, so you can't love her.
I can love anyone.
Right. But she's married, so like not her.
She's not married yet.
All right. I mean, look, it's a fine line you're walking, and Travis Kelce's a big guy.
No,
I, I think he is.
I think it's the TV making him look bigger.
You think? You think all football players are like that?
No,
Travis,
I think there's some really
Kelce,
big ones.
height, and weight.
Probably like 6'7", 6'6".
That'd be terrifying. He's actually short. He's 6'5".
Oh, really?
Who's
All
six
right.
five?
Travis Kelce, 250
No, he's
pounds.
not. Or six. I thought you said. For a second, I thought you said 5'6". I was like, dude, no freaking way. But he's five. He's 6'5".
6'5".
Yeah. Okay, that sounds more right about right.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
Yeah. Knives asks, could you guys? Oh, we should interview Kellogg on his RR trade. I mean, Knives, I can kind of give you the lowdown because he's talked to me about it before it even happened, and you're gonna hate the answer because it's not gonna really help anyone. It didn't help.
Yeah, you're gonna hate a Jack
it,
Kellogg answer.
it didn't. It didn't help us either. But what Kellogg does is he finds tickers that he loves for whatever reason. It could be a look to it. Like if I pull up RR again for you guys, like it did have a look to it to where I could get why he liked it enough, but it doesn't. It's not enough to justify a move, 200% higher. But what he does really like is a strong move and then a bigger base being formed, but higher than where it originally was. So you have this kind of move like this on RR, and instead of going all the way back down, instead of going back down to like sub 1, it held around 2 for like practically almost a year. Let's call it like 6 to 8 months. Okay. Now, why he liked RR so much between all the other ones that do this, I don't know. I think he knew robotics would be a hot theme. I think we all kind of knew. I mean, I know Dom, Huddie, and I also knew that robotics would be a hot theme eventually, right? It's whether it's oil. I mean, there's always like weed, oil, robotics, AI, COVID vaccines, at least during COVID. So like, there's sectors you kind of keep an eye on. But then in terms of why he bought so much and then why he had conviction to 7, I mean, that's just Kellogg being a psychopath. That's just him knowing how to go practically all in on most things and manage risk very well for whatever reason and just crush it. Like something similar, which I wish I would have taken, but I was unfamiliar with it. It was SOUN, same idea, right? Back last year, 2024, had made a big move from, 1s to 10, pulls back, but bases at like high 3s and 4s and 5s for practically, again, another 8 to 10 months. And then when it comes back again and then goes from, 5, 6 all the way up to 24, right? And even now
It's actually insane how similar those charts are.
Yeah, but that's kind of that's like the, I don't know if there's a name Kellogg gives the pattern, but that's the look he looks for, right? And so I think he's always seen RR as that possible vehicle. And he just went aggressive, So hopefully that helps. But if you ask Kellogg, he'd be like, I liked it. He's gonna give you his one sentence answer that will frustrate you like it frustrated us. But that's my best.
I'm like, dude, Optimus.
Optimus Prime robots, dude. Tesla.
Bro, I was buying before anyone else, and when it dipped, I bought more.
Yeah, that's literally what he would do. That's literally what he would say. All right, last couple questions before we close it out. We heard there's plans on bringing down the PDT rule from 2,500 to 2K, but the SEC hasn't approved it. Thoughts on this? I think it gets approved. I think it's a matter of time that it comes, and it'll give more opportunity to small accounts, for sure. Absolutely. Which is a pretty big deal. Again, something we didn't have and something we probably would... I don't know if it'd make our journey easier, but it would change things, if we didn't have to deal with it. But
I kind of see like one question here. Let me just do one more question and then we'll wrap it up.
okay.
Kevin Pan says, how do you guys generally balance being adaptive and being consistent? It feels like once you have a set process and setup, it's difficult to want to do anything different regardless of what I think. I think that's kind of a good question.
You don't balance it. Um,
Yes, exactly.
you just be consistent. That's something I've always thought Kyle has done the best at. Me and Huddie have had our own existential crises over the years. One person struggling really bad, one person wants to start trading, I don't know, forex, and the other one's like, no, just try gap and craps. No, go back to breakouts. Kyle just along the way has just been like slow and steady, just size up, keep risk under control, and stick to what works, and never really falters from that. And I'll tell you one person I've never had to have a heart to heart to of consoling them is Kyle, and that's because I think he is so consistent. That's what I've been trying to do the last 2 years and get back into that, because I think it is one of the hardest things to do as a trader. If you're not like gifted like a Jack, like a Nate, like a Ducks, then the only thing that you have that truly gives you edge is like your own consistency and showing up every single day with the same set of rules, the same playbook, which will adjust. You will adjust and adapt over time, as the market tells you to. But it's not like, you show up and like Kellogg will be like, this type of ticker ran yesterday. This one's going to run today because it sounds like that one did, or it's the same type of animal, or like that's what I think it is, being adaptive. And if you screw that up, like again, it's like the same thing we talked about earlier. You could constantly be wrong, and your lack of consistency could make you never be right and always chasing what you think is the current mood of the market and always be wrong, versus just treating it like it's a neutral market and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that consistency is the most important thing, and that's like your second question on adapting. So it seems like you really want to adapt. Um, it's tough to do, and I think you have to have an innate sense of what's going on in the market. And I'll tell you what, I don't have it. If I start doing something, like if you start seeing me swing trading tomorrow, that's the top of the market. Like that's it. You see me start buying gappers overnight? Yep, topped it. That's my level of awareness when it comes to adapting to the market.
So it's funny that Kevin, you asked this question away, because I don't see it in that sense. Like I don't see being adaptive and being consistent mutually exclusive. Huddie's gonna like this. I think of it as a box.
Oh,
We're gonna bring us a box.
The box.
bring the box out.
The edges of or a bullseye, if you will. The edges of the box or bullseye is the length of consistency that you can go. So if you're outside of the box, you're being inconsistent. You're not prepping for a watch list. You're not sticking to your trade setups. You're not even scanning. You're not setting the same risk levels. You're not even going to the gym every time or every once a week like you said you would. Like you're all over the place. You're not consistent with your process. But once you have that down and your unwavering willingness to not move that needle or move that box, and that box is always right where it should be, and it's not doing any of this, once you have it, now you can do a lot of this. You can just bounce around in the box, right? And everywhere you land is still going to hopefully make you money over the long run because it's in that level of consistency. But that's where the adaptiveness would then come in. Where it's like, okay, we're in a hot market, but I'm still consistent as ever with taking setups. But in the hot market, there's double the amount of setups to be taken. Great. Boom, adapting, taking more setups than I normally would, right? So hopefully that helps. Because it's totally fine if other people view it the way that you asked the question. But to Dom's, or a very nice answer, I appreciate his nice words. It's like, that's how I view it. It's like, I am consistent, but willing to adapt just enough to take a little bit more out of when the market is giving what it's giving, if that makes sense. So, anyways.
In the box.
Gotta keep it in the
Out
bullseye.
of the box.
Tom, okay.
Time for bed.
Yeah, time for bed. Last question. Thomas says $2.99 for the cruise, right?
We should just not even have it be a boot camp and just have it be like
Just a party.
a meetup.
Cruise meetup. That would be kind of fun.
Like we don't basically a boot camp with no presentations.
Right.
I'm in.
It would lead to it, though. We'd be all trading and be like, okay, guys.
No, we would
dive
just do it on the fly though. It wouldn't have to be like a.
That's true. It'd be
Yeah.
live trading days. It wouldn't be necessarily planned presentations. Sure, I can get that. I get that.
And a slot tournament too.
And a bingo tournament. Alrighty. Well, anyways, lots of great questions. That is the hour we've been live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for liking and subscribing. And if you haven't already, now's your chance. Again, 4-leaf clovers and black clovers webinar tomorrow with Huddie at Market Open, right after Good Morning NASDAQ. And yeah, go enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night, and we will see you guys later. Peace out.
Products.
Bye.